getting more comfortable with the ball in his hands. He's played more point guard this year than any point in his career.
Well, Kugel is a player who can really get it going. He had a really good time. He was at Florida, known as a prolific scorer in this league. A little bit different role here with Mississippi State.
Melendez, side of the backboard. Whoa.
Looking to some patient offense here by the Rebels. In a mismatch situation.
Backside, going reverse. Dre Davis finishes.
But that's great recognition right there by Ole Miss. Jamin Brakefield has the mismatch down low. Double team comes over. Dre Davis recognizes. He's wide open.
Another turnover against Mississippi State. And Dia felt the contact and wisely goes up to get the foul.
It's good recognition. The double team comes over as Hubbard is guarding Brakefield. 2 men on him. Dre Davis backdoor cuts and gets freed up. Outstanding find by Ole Miss.
That last foul called against Michael Nwoko. That'll be his second personal foul.
Teams are doing a good job of understanding when the double teams are coming and make the proper decision.
We got ABC Women's College Basketball doubleheader for you on Sunday afternoon. Paige Beckers and number 7 UConn squaring off against number 2 South Carolina in a Sonic blockbuster at 1 Eastern. Then number 3 Texas hosting number 5 LSU in Austin. All starts with College Game Day Crew at 11 a.m. Eastern on ESPN from Colonial Life Arena in Columbia, South Carolina. One of the best atmospheres in all of women's college basketball.
Should be a great day of women's hoops. That women's side, the LSU-Texas matchup. Vic Schaefer has his team playing high-level basketball. Madison Booker, tough to stop. The size on the interior with that Longhorn squad. Really tough in the SEC.
Matthews finds the cutting Melendez, and a nice play by Mississippi State to get back within 2.
That's a great job by R.J. Melendez. He followed the drive with the cut coming right behind, with the fill behind, and was able to come downhill full speed and get himself freed up.
Brakefield was stood up, and Coach Jantz is right in front of us. He cannot believe that.
And I tend to agree with him, as I feel like R.J. Melendez did a really good job of moving his feet when Jamin Brakefield wrapped the ball behind his back. Get the switch. There's Melendez playing defense. Seems to be in good guarding position.
But he sticks out his arm. You tell me that's not a foul?
Listen, you could go either way because he might have lost the basketball. It's a physical game.
I understand that, but when you stick out your arm to impede the offensive player.
I can see how it can go both ways. Good job by Brakefield to sell it after he lost the handle of the dribble.
Brakefield makes them both. He now has 8 points to lead the way for Ole Miss. Hubbard just that 1-3 to start this game. That is his only bucket. They try to get him on the handoff. And now a reach-in foul is called against Ole Miss. They're going to give that one to the freshman, Eduardo Klafke.
Well, this is where you're Mississippi State. You have to understand the foul situation. 6 fouls. The next one you're going to be in the bonus shooting 1-1. You want to be a little bit more aggressive instead of settling for the 3-point shot to try to see if you can get something aggressive going to the basket.
They put it in the hands of Matthews. Trying to turn and face. He is cut off. Shot clock's at 6. Harris Jr. kept both feet down. Gets all the way to the rim. What a finish. Claudell Harris Jr.
He plays with so much balance. That beautiful pump fake. Sold it perfectly. Able to get the angle and go downhill.
And the finger roll on the other end for Jalen Murray.
Nice finish by Murray over the top. He's had a couple of buckets over much taller defenders in the paint.
Harris Jr. And he's got the last 5 points for Mississippi State.
The weak side pass has been open all night long for Mississippi State. Ole Miss is coming over, loading up the court in post-up situations. You have to look for the skip. Von Harris knocks it down.
Klafke lost his balance, a turnover. Mississippi State a chance to retake the lead. Oh, they missed Harris Jr. cutting there. And both players go down. Look like a wet spot on the floor. Harris Jr., and he is going to be bailed out with a whistle. What a game we got brewing here in Oxford. Ole Miss with a 1-point lead. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Progressive Insurance.
Tuesday versus Florida. Started the second half. They were down 17-0 in a 17-0 run by Florida. Can't allow that to happen in the second half.
Yeah, John, you said it. The first matchup between them was a dandy. See you at the half.
All right, Zub and Josh, we appreciate that. Back alongside Richard Hendricks. I'm John Tripp. And you know, it's funny, in shoot-around today when we talked to both team staff, talked to the assistant coaches, and they asked them, how you doing? How you feeling this time of year? To a man, every single one of them said, I am just stressed out right now.
Man, it's the same thing. Every you go around the SEC, it's the same conversation. It's, man, this league is tough. There's never a night off. You know that when you get past the win, you have to go ahead and regroup and know that it's another one coming the next outing. It's life in the SEC.
We're seeing a historical season. This could be one of the best conferences we have ever seen in college basketball.
I think so. And it's been really good basketball from top to bottom. But, at the same time, with the strength of this league, it's been since 2012 since the SEC has crowned an NCAA champion. And when you have a league that everyone is promoting, pushing, as the strongest league, you want to only hope that you have one of those teams to be at the end to hold up the trophy.
Brakefield, triple pumping, got the defense on its feet, but he couldn't finish. Claudell Harris Jr. has the last 7 points for Mississippi State. Here he is with the ball in his hands. Here's Kugel from the corner, and he knocks down the three.
That weak side is open all day. Mississippi State goes with the post-up action. If there's a switch and a much smaller man, Ole Miss is keeping a defender in the paint, playing on the baseline. You got to move the ball quickly, get it to the weak side, knock down the corner three ball.
If you're Ole Miss, how do you end this 8-0 run by the Bulldogs?
Well, you're going to have to make sure that defensively you're not giving up the easy looks. You might have to make sure that you reset your defense and not allow the post-up action to dictate you coming over and helping prematurely. Guard your man one-on-one and make it difficult for Mississippi State to pinpoint passes and get clean looks.
Harris Jr. working hard to get that ball. He's working against Murray. Shot clock's at 6. 2 in his face. Jones Jr., someone's got to get it up. Kugel gets it off, and it rims out.
Fortunate to get that one up. Kugel actually got a really good look.
And that reach-in foul on Harris Jr. is called. I will say the refs have been very consistent. You reach out your hands on a driving defender, they are going to call the whistle here tonight.
Yeah. You know, it's a
All right, it is now a final. Auburn with the win over your Alabama Crimson Tide. And now, look at the strength of the conference, the SEC, with 3 number 1 seeds, according to Joe Lunardi. And then you look at the 2 line. There's Tennessee and Texas A&M also there.
A big win for Bruce Pearl and his squad, going into Tuscaloosa and getting it done. But it doesn't get any easier. That Florida team and Todd Golden playing really good basketball right now. You know, it's going to be interesting to see, not just with the NCAA tournament, but the SEC tournament. Anyone can win it. Mm-hmm. You can catch fire, and it can be the victor when it comes to the final stand. So, I mean, it's going to be very fun to watch and see how all of these high-level teams are able to play in tournament play.
Not only that, because of the strength of the conference, you rack up a few wins in that conference tournament. That could be the difference to get you in if you're one of the teams that are maybe on the bubble right now.
You're never out. You're never out of it in this league. You have opportunity every single game, and you have to approach it just as that. Even if you have a below 500 record in SEC play, you have to continue to view it as opportunities, as Padula is called for a foul.
Well, the crowd didn't like that because he went to the deck, and the foul called on Padula. That's his second. Ooh, I'm not so sure of that one. Looked like Matthews might have stuck out that arm.
It's a tough call if you're Sean Padula there, as he was trying to fight for position. That's a much stronger Matthews. But in those situations, if you're Padula, you had done your job. You forced a bigger player to have to catch the ball further away from the block. He tried to get up under to see if he could draw the foul. It didn't work in his favor. But he did a really good job defensively to push Matthews out of his comfort zone.
Matthews makes both free throws. A 4-point lead for Mississippi State with under a minute to play in this first half. So a 2-3 zone by State. And Ole Miss can't hit the mid-range.
They go for a 2-for-1 situation here if you're Mississippi State.
Hubbard, pull-up J.
Could have got a better look than that one from Hubbard.
Murray trying to get by Kugel. A lot of hand fighting inside, and that one's picked off. Matthews, now he loses it. Ole Miss coming the other way with numbers. Plafke, and he'll be fouled by Sean Jones Jr., his second personal.
A bit of sloppy play from both of these squads trying to convert in the closing moments. Mississippi State come up with the turnover. Cam Matthews not able to keep the handle. The ball goes back to Ole Miss. Klafke, the recipient of that, draws the foul, going to the line to shoot for 2.
I apologize. It is just the first personal on Jones Jr., not his second. .9 seconds to play in this first half. As Klafke has one free throw remaining. And a timeout called by Chris Jans and Mississippi State. We will take the timeout with them, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Will you grab the Duracell batteries?
Now, what's it matter? Batteries are all the same. I'll just...
Power boost! All the same. It's not true.
What's happening?
Duracell is the only brand built different, with Power Boost ingredients inside. Power Boost ingredients are a unique blend of nickel and lithium. No other battery brand has.
Alabama looking to respond, coming on the road in Columbia.
Klafke misses them both. Mississippi State hoisting it up, and Harris Jr. on fire. He's got 10 points. Final seconds here in this first half. 3 ball, short. And Mississippi State on a 13-2 run since that 3:22 mark to end that first half.
Mississippi State on a flurry, getting it done, and a quick shot there in transition paid off with the 3 ball to extend this lead going into half.
It is Mississippi State with a 7-point lead at the half. We send it to the studio to check in again with Zubin and Josh.
John, Richard, thank you. We'll join you for the second half in just a little bit. The main attraction in the SEC and across the sport today, Auburn, Alabama, game tied at 65 after Auburn had controlled it most of the way. Todd Hedeford puts them up 3. And then, Josh, here comes Youngblood. We're tied again.
We're tied again, but here's what I tell you. Alabama, 5 for 26 from three-point range. For Alabama to have to win this game, I thought a big key was how they were going to guard the three-point range. And Auburn shot 40% from 3. You can focus all you want on room.
Saturday, March 8th, in the jungle. It'll be the final regular season game for both teams. One thing this game did today, though, was
he's done to this point of the season, the wins that he's had. I think this is her 14th quad 1 victory, and they've won some games without Broome on the road and at home. Their team is so deep. He's the first coach ever to win two games on the road in a 1-2 matchup. The last time was he was at Tennessee, beat Memphis. John Calipari coached Memphis team when it was 1-2 in the matchup. So he's just done an incredible job. Without question, National Coach of the Year. Their team plays so hard. Zubin, I think it would be a real upset if they're not in the Final Four. I would be shocked. I think they're deep. They can shoot the ball. They defend. They're the best team in the country and the clear-on favorite to win the whole thing.
And those 14 quad 1 wins, nobody else even has double digits. So
that's why he should be Coach of the Year right now. As of today, he's National Coach of the Year.
Another guy that could be in the running is John Shire of Duke, who I know you thought has done an outstanding job. And I think the game plan is, whether it's Shire, Chris Carroll, and anybody, just get it in Cooper Flagg's hands.
Yeah, that's a good game plan. That's why John Shire should be talking about National Coach of the Year, because he's kept it simple. Look, when your expectations are high, it's not always so easy to meet those expectations. And 2 people have done that, Cooper Flagg and John Shire. The way John Shire has constructed this roster and then put the pieces around Cooper Flagg, look, Duke's really, really good. They had that tough loss against Clemson, but bottom line is this team's going to run through the regular season of the ACC Tournament Championship, and they're going to be a hard out in the NCAA tournament.
We're going to take a run through the Big 12, including a very impressive road win for Kelvin's Cougars when the halftime report continues.
This is the beginning. This is the beginning.
50s and 60s. This was all about Houston's defense and what they did. Another tough shooting night from Arizona from the three-point line. Like they followed that up with Kansas State and from Caleb Love as well, too.
We were talking about Coach of the Year candidates. You really have held what Greg Gard has done in high esteem.
Man, he's been unbelievable, Zubin. They lose some guys. You want to know what the definition of consistency is? Greg Gard. He's done it at Wisconsin. They're into the swing offense. He says, forget the swing offense. I'm done with it. We're going ball screen continuity, spacing the floors. They got trio of perimeter players, and John Tonje has been absolutely terrific.
He no doubt was. Klesmit, look at that feed to Tonje for the finish, and Wisconsin wins in West Lafayette against the team that might win the Big Ten. We're back with more after this.
I'm obsessed with Gain Super Flings, and I just had to find out what makes them smell so amazing. Turns out, it's thanks to award-winning perfumers and laundry scientists. They supersized the fling and filled it with concentrated detergent. Then added 3 times the Febreze freshness and 4 times the Oxy cleaning power. Which explains why I'm not the only one loving them.
They have absolutely upped my laundry game.
It smells so good. Yeah, you really gotta smell this.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. With Skyrizi, feel symptom relief at 4 weeks. Many people were in remission at 12 weeks, at 1 year, and even at 3 years.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Skyrizi.
Tennessee has a realistic chance of one of those SEC teams making a deep run into the NCAA tournament.
They're trying to get to the national semifinals for the first time in their history. Arkansas's lost 2 of 3. I think some of the momentum has been stymied, but they had to go into a top 10 house, and they left losers.
Yeah, look, the bottom line is Texas A&M, 22 points had off of Arkansas's turnovers. You can't do that against A&M. A&M is such a great stunting team. They're so good defensively. They force you baseline. They stun all over the floor. And if you don't take care of the ball, Arkansas had 17 turnovers, and they allowed A&M to get multiple times on transition fast break opportunities. That was a difference in the game.
69-61, despite the loss. This is the latest bracketology from our Joe Lenardi. Hot off the digital presses. I don't know if we do the regular presses anymore. Take a look, Josh. Arkansas still in there.
They're still in there, and because of the SEC, they've got great opportunities in front of them. They can get in.
No doubt. On the way, second half. Mississippi State won the first game in Starkville in overtime. More like this, and it could be a season sweep. The second half from Lafayette County is next.
Come on, Charlie. Use your new door. Let's go. I said go!
For the in-state rivalry, it is Mississippi State, 22 in the country, with a 40-33 lead right now at the half. Alongside my guy, Richard Hendricks, I'm John Trippin. Welcome back here courtside. All right, it was Ole Miss leading for most of that first half, and then Claudell Harris Jr. took over 10 points, giving Mississippi State this halftime lead.
Well, Harris Jr. was huge coming off the bench in the first half. He was able to get himself going with some beautiful pump fakes and finding his way all the way to the basket. The sweet stroke, he was found in the corner with a great recognition from the Bulldogs. Coming down in transition, always locked and loaded. It's been Claudell Harris Jr. in the first half.
All right, let's take a look at that game summary. It was Mississippi State ending that first half on a 13-4 run. Bench scoring, Mississippi State leading that by 8. And we talked about Mr. Claudell Harris Jr. 10 points, a game high. with Josh Hubbard only that 1-3 to start the game, 3 points for the leading scorer for the Bulldogs.
You see the versatility of both of these teams, able to spread it around. As you mentioned, Hubbard got the first basket for Mississippi State.
Matthews, a lot of contact, no whistle. Here comes Ole Miss. If you're the Rebels, what was the halftime talk to get back into this game down 7?
If you're the Rebels, it's obviously to continue to play your game. And it's going to have to be able to pick up the defensive intensity to create defense in the offense. Now, I do think they were over-helping on the post-up situations. You might want to consider seeing if one player can guard a man one-on-one on the low post and not forcing your team to play in rotations. Mississippi State has done a really good job of recognizing when the double team is coming and moving the ball quickly and finding the open shot on the other side of the court.
Padula trying to split the D. And knocked out of bounds. Stay with the Rebels. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Talking to Chris Beard about Sean Padula, is that we want him to be a point guard and help him develop this team and get us in our stuff, but then you don't want to take away his aggressiveness and what makes him so special.
Yeah, and that's a tough situation to do. You have to have the ability to be able to run the show, but his point production is huge for this team.
There he is, catch and shoot. Hubbard trying to create some space. There's that fall-away jumper, and there's his second bucket of the game.
And I like that from Josh Hubbard. Oftentimes he settles for the deep tray balls, but there he was able to come down in transition, use that screen roll action, and get into the paint.
But I like that. Jalen Murray going right back at him.
Two guards who have similar size and able to utilize it, getting into the paint area with the soft floater. Those are high percentage shots for these guards.
Murray leads the Rebels now with 11 points. There's Murphy, tried to jam it, and he hung on the rim, so that's basket interference.
And that's a frustration player for Keyshawn Murphy, as he made an outstanding move on the recognition, the rotation coming over late. He goes up, misses the easy dunk, hangs on the rim and try to finish.
Let's see if Padula is going to try to get going, makes the adjustment, can't finish. Dia there to follow, and he will be fouled. So the foul called on Matthews. It'll be his second. So Mississippi State bench felt like that was on a rebound, but the officials are going to say Dia was shooting, so he gets to the line.
I do agree with this officiating crew. It's Dia doing a good job of carving out space there.
Ooh, got away with that push in the back.
Yeah.
A 5-point game early on in the second half as the crowd trying to get in and here at the Pavilion.
Ole Miss showing a little bit of extended pressure. If Mississippi State goes back into the low post, I want to see what type of adjustment Ole Miss is going to make. They've been heavily loaded up on the near side, trying to double team and force them to the baseline.
Good pass by Hubbard, and the and one for Keyshawn Murphy.
And a great dive. Josh Hubbard putting that one on the money. And Keyshawn Murphy making up for the last play. They go double screen pick and roll. Puts the confusion on Ole Miss. Josh Hubbard dimes it right there on the bounce to Keyshawn Murphy. He gets the and one opportunity and makes up for the missed dunk on the previous possession.
We are seeing Josh Hubbard, develop his game. Hasn't taken many bad shots, getting his teammates involved here tonight.
Well, this is a dynamic scorer, and that's what he's known for from a long period of time, from his high school career. But as he continues to grow in his game, as Padula cans a three-pointer right there, as Hubbard continues to grow in his game, he has to understand where to pick his spots to be aggressive and where to facilitate for others.
A holding foul is called on Ole Miss. That'll be against Padula, his third personal. So now Padula will have to get a breather as he was starting to get it going offensively.
Padula will have to take a blow and get back in. So he'll be very important down the stretch of these games.
Hubbard, that's a deep 2. And Murphy on the offensive glass. He'll be fouled on the rebound with 3 white jerseys around him.
And this is exactly what you want to see if you're Mississippi State. Pounding the offensive glass, crashing from the exterior. And look at Keyshawn Murphy. He sets that pick and pop, but he stays after it, relentless. Comes from the three-point line with his activity in the offensive rebound. Baseline out-of-bounds opportunity for the Bulldogs.
Nobody found him with a body on that box out.
You have to make sure you find your man and put a body on him and route him out of position and secure the rebounds if you're Ole Miss. You have to even exaggerate your block outs because of the aggression of the Bulldogs.
There's Hubbard, and he nails the 3, his second of the night.
There it is once again. Mississippi State, great recognition on the post-up. They put a zone man in the middle of the paint for Ole Miss, trying not to give up the easy lay, but the skip pass has been there all night long.
And the follow slam by Dre Davis.
Great finish by Davis.
Look how quickly Mississippi State's coming back. Murphy had it blocked. Melendez stays with it, and he puts it in.
The activity of R.J. Melendez and Keyshawn Murphy has been spectacular in this game. You have 2 bigs who can go end-to-end, running, switching defenses, and staying active on the O boards is huge.
Davis just had that slam. Now he goes back inside the paint, and a jump ball is called. It'll stay here with Ole Miss.
Dre Davis trying to get a little bit of activity for himself for the Ole Miss Rebels. Here he is coming out unblocked out, going up high for the putback jam.
So Sean Padula will come back on the floor, replacing Jalen Murray for Ole Miss. You know, we're right next to this Mississippi State bench, and you can hear them call everything out. Both of these teams know each other so well.
You got to love it. You know, when you have a bench that's trying to help the team on every single possession, it shows that everyone is in sync and in tune to win these important ball games.
Melendez trying to pick it up here in this second half. He'll get to the free throw line as Morrell is called for his second personal. This is a matchup that dates back to 1914, the 272nd all-time meeting. The 12th oldest rivalry in college basketball.
Great rivalry here in the Magnolia State. 2 proud fan bases that support their teams to the end. And they got 2 really good ball clubs here today.
So John Bull does not get much playing time. The 7'2" freshman from South Sudan will check in.
Chris Beard's going deep into his bench. And, you know, you talked a little bit about these coaches, and you have a little bit of contrast in style. You'll see with Chris Jans, he will be active. His bench will be coaching, up, demonstrating and communicating constantly throughout the game. And Chris Beard, a little bit different approach. He likes to let his team figure some things out. Well coached in practice. They'll go through a lot of things in shoot-around to make sure that they've been through those moments. And he puts them in a situation to handle these moments in the game.
Well, he knows he needs rebounds, so he puts in the 7'2" center Bull. Let's see if they give him a touchdown in low. And that is going to be off Ole Miss. Turnover.
Dula back into the game. Chris Beard trusting to utilize him even with the foul situation to try to get some point production and playmaking production from the perimeter.
So Melendez will take a seat for Mississippi State as Claudell Harris Jr. comes back in with his 10 points in that first half.
Here's the chess match. If you're old Mississippi State, you have a Bull checking into the game. A defender with length.
Matthews tries to take it on him. And an offensive rebound. Hubbard open, rimmed out, punched out of bounds, and that'll be off the Bulldogs. Woo. Time to take a little breather here in Oxford as we step aside. This is a battle.
of this year's championship game. This is the big one.
Books and and documentaries, but when you travel around the South as an adult, you break down those stereotypes and you get to know the people and you understand the true meaning of Southern hospitality. I have enjoyed my time covering the SEC.
Well, I'm glad you've been able to enjoy your experience down South. It's a great place, and not only is it great, but it's great as far as basketball is concerned. You've been able to see the impact that the SEC has been able to do this year, and it's because of a lot of good coaches like Rod Evans and Rod Barnes in the SEC.
Baseline move and a nice job by Dre Davis finding space. He's got 6 points for Ole Miss. Corner 3. Matthews rebound. That is just too tough for Mississippi State.
Physical from the attack. The solid screen that allowed the shot from the corner, but staying after it, relentless on the O boards.
And Brakefield is hammered by Jones Jr. That'll be his second personal.
This is a weight room situation. A good screen right there by Cam Matthews, but he stays after it in the physical, vertical leap to get up top with the strong putback above the rim.
Inside, had it stripped up top by Jones Jr. Now he's going to lead the break, going 1-on-3, and he draws the foul. What a sequence by Jones Jr.
Where you're starting to see the ability of Mississippi State. The athleticism allows them to switch defensively, and Sean Jones Jr. is an elite defender coming over from the weak side with the rejection. And when he's able to do that, going up with the verticality, he has the ability to take it end to end, turn defense into offense, and here he is at the free throw line shooting 2.
You know, we're seeing a similar situation to what unfolded in the first time these two teams met in Starkville. Mississippi State with the rebounding advantage, plus 10 right now on the boards.
The first meeting was a game you can't count out Ole Miss. You know they're going to have a couple of punches left in this game. And here they are. It's a little bit different situation. You're playing at your home court. The crowd is not in it. Mississippi State is playing with house money in this game. But it's the situation that you have to know that Ole Miss is going to have a response.
Down 9. Let's see what the Rebels have here this possession. A lot of dribbling, but Ole Miss not able to make anything happen, and it's Jones Jr. taking it away. Harris Jr. and a rebound, another putback. This one, Keyshawn Murphy.
Jones Jr., his length and activity, so disruptive.
And the Mississippi State fans in attendance, they are on their feet because the Bulldogs out and running and out rebounding here in Oxford.
Here you leave today and enter
a world of galaxies.
A world of speed.
A world of other worlds.
For whatever you love, infinite worlds await.
Did you know that Gain Super Flings were created by award-winning perfumers and scientists? They supersized the fling and filled it with concentrated detergent. Then added 3 times the Febreze freshness and 4 times the Oxy cleaning power. No wonder I'm obsessed.
the guard on the perimeter, and you want the big to get out of the way.
Here's Padula. They give him the ISO one-on-one. He's going to pull up three. Punched out by Dia, but that's out of bounds.
And there's an example. You have the switch and the mismatch. Padula on the outside, even though you have Cam Matthews on you, not really a mismatch against anyone, but electing to shoot the outside shot. Ole Miss is going to have to figure out a way to manufacture some high percentage shots, and I would utilize Dia down low when he does get the switch.
Here goes Hubbard. He listened to you. Now he drives, tried to make the adjustment, and a board goes to Barnes. Barnes challenging Murphy. What a finish.
That's a strong finish right there by David Barnes.
Quickly the other way, and Claudell Harris got clubbed in the head. No call. Shot clock's at 9 for the Bulldogs, and there is a foul. As it's starting to get a little physical here in the second half.
Yeah, and it's been physical. And that's what you expect in a game of this magnitude. Two top 25 teams, in-state rivalry. Mississippi State on the road trying to get the season sweep. And an Ole Miss team trying to put up a little resistance here in the second half.
Like Harris Jr. still feeling the effects of that one, that shot he took.
Side out of bounds opportunity. The way this is aligned, keep your eyes on number 12, Black, Josh Hubbard, as he might come off of two staggered screens.
"20 seconds on the shot clock for Mississippi State as they look to inbound. It's at 4 for Kugel. Dancing step back three. And that is not the offensive possession you want.
It's the recognition by Riley Kugel as I understand. You got to have that internal clock on you, that the clock is running down. Had plenty of time to try to get something a little closer. Elected to shoot the step back corner three.
And there's the steal. Kugel ahead of the pack, and he lays it in.
There's a defensive activity once again by Mississippi State, which leads to the easy points going the other way.
Dia inside, in close. Murphy had the block there. Now Melendez with the Ole defense getting by everybody. And Ole Miss calling a timeout as the Bulldogs trying to run away with it.
Big end-to-end baskets here by Mississippi State. Hands in the passing lane, coming up with the turnover and the easy layup by Riley Kugel. And it's R.J. Melendez with the end-to-end crafty layup in traffic. Bulldogs up big.
Mira Joy, the overwhelming relief after Miralax helps you go. Miralax works naturally with the water in your body, putting you in a supernaturally good mood. Miralax, free your gut to free your mood.
This tax season, do more than just catch up. Spring forward with a free 5G phone with select Straight Talk plans. So you can spring for those new sneakers they need.
Oh, those are nice.
The unlimited streaming he needs. And with Straight Talk, spring for something you never knew you needed. Spring forward with real unlimited data and get a free 5G phone with select plans on a
Oh.
Yeah. A little extracurricular there.
That was Brakefield just coming down all up in him.
Previous plays under review after the common foul.
I think this one.
Oglesby explaining it to everyone inside the pavilion.
Yeah, that's just a play if you're Jamin Brakefield you can't make. You have to keep your head in those moments. There's a potential opportunity for a huge swing for Mississippi State. 4 free throws and the ball. You have to see if they can capitalize.
So 1 of 2 from the line for Matthews. And then 2 more free throws coming. This will be the technical, as Riley Kugel will go to the free throw line to shoot those. A 77% free throw shooter on the season. And the key is Mississippi State keeps possession of the ball.
It's going to be interesting after Kugel's make. What does Chris Jans have dialed up? This is a pivotal moment here in a baseline out-of-bounds opportunity. They had a long break to talk things over. But after the 3 made free throws, what does he have dialed up to see if you can get a clean look to add to it? The defensive intensity of Ole Miss is going to have to pick up on this possession.
A 7-0 run by Mississippi State, looking to add more to this possession. Backdoor cut is Matthews, and he'll dribble it out to reset the offense at 4 on the shot clock. A contested 3, and Dia with a strong board.
Good defensive stand there by the Rebels.
Here's Dia, that set shot 3. Kugel open in the corner in front of his bench. And Dia the board on the backside.
This is your point if you're Ole Miss. You have to execute. They've had some short possessions, the ball not rotating from side to side. Continue to play within the structure of the offense, moving the ball from one side of the court to the other to get a clean look.
There's the skip pass to Dia. He's missed his last 2 threes.
And I know that's a shot that Dia can make. But at 6'9" and 250 pounds, his advantages lie on the block. When he imposes his will, He's a load to stop, and it makes Ole Miss a much better team.
Matthews going 1-on-3, and he loses the rock. Here's Dia inside, and that's how he finishes.
And that's where the big man needs to live right there. He ran right down the middle of the court, and they rewarded him and found him.
Melendez, spot up 3.
That's a huge shot right there by R.J. Melendez.
He's got 15 points, and off the back of the dome of Davis. Here goes Jones Jr., and it's Mississippi State with a statement right now in Oxford.
Bulldogs have been off and running. Defense to offense, got a game here.
Sunday, it's a Sonic blockbuster on ABC, featuring 2 teams that know what it takes to raise banners. Paige Beckers is Paige Buckets. Confident, smooth, and the fastest player in UConn history to reach 2,000 points. Just too talented. South Carolina's Mylasia Full-White. Here's Mylasia! Explosive, electrifying, and a reigning national champion. UConn, South Carolina. Sunday at 1 on ABC.
Largest lead of the game. Mississippi State up by 19. Just running all over the place. The throw down, Sean Jones Jr. And uncharacteristic turnovers by Ole Miss, allowing the fast break points for State.
Yeah, Mississippi State taking advantage of those. Ole Miss is a team that doesn't beat himself with the turnovers. But the miscues, the active hands in passing lanes by the Bulldogs have led to easy points on the other end and momentum baskets. They've been able to play a good two-way game on the offensive end as well as the defensive end.
Ole Miss right now with 10 turnovers. That is above their season average. They came into the night leading the country with less than 9 turnovers per game.
Well, they play a connected style. The pace in which they play and the defense in which they utilize. They do a really good job of playing complementary basketball to both ends of the court. But this is the situation now. They find themselves down 19. They're going to have to pick up the tempo on both ends of the court. Try to get some quicker shots on the offensive side and trying to speed you up defensively to create some turnovers.
That's Matthew Morrell with that hard take, drawing the foul, getting to the free throw line. As Riley Kugel called for his second personal. Are you surprised by this score?
Well, Mississippi State's a good team. And yes, I am surprised at a 19-point lead. But in a rivalry game, Mississippi State starting to hit some shots, doing a good job with the ball movement. It's not surprising. It's a matter of when teams can get some things clicking, that every single team in this league is dangerous in home or away.
I just think Mississippi State has been dealing so many injuries throughout the season. Riley Kugel's a guy who's been in and out of the lineup, and when he's on the floor, you see how effective he has been. Ole Miss trying to get the steal, but Hubbard coming away with it.
A little bit of extended pressure here by Ole Miss.
Kugel, catch and shoot. And an offensive rebound of Matthews as Mississippi State will eat more clock. And Padula got his hand caught in the cookie jar, and that'll be his fourth.
Keyshawn Murphy keeping that ball alive. Just gave him another crack at it. Results in Sean Padula picking up another foul.
It's amazing how good this offense has looked. And Hubbard hasn't taken many shots from the floor. That is just his 9th point of the game. We've got an ABC women's college basketball doubleheader for you. on Sunday afternoon. Paige Beckers and number 7 UConn squaring off against number 2 South Carolina. That's a sonic blockbuster at 1 Eastern. And number 3 Texas hosting number 5 LSU in Austin. All starts with College Game Day crew at 11 a.m. Eastern and ESPN from Colonial Life Arena in Columbia, South Carolina.
Those are all powerhouse programs, so they all have a legitimate chance of winning the national championship on the women's side this year. A Texas team playing high-level basketball, they're able to pound you on the inside with really good bigs.
Look at those hands by Matthews just stripping it away. Hubbard, after those free throws, now in double figures. Mississippi State, 5 players in double figures. Padula staying on the floor with 4, lays it in.
It's a risky reach-in right there by Sean Padula with 4 fouls.
Murphy cutting, stripped away by Brown-Jones. And it's Ole Miss with the steal. Barnes decides to not use the screen and takes it himself to the rack.
Nice strong drive by David Barnes there.
Timeout on the floor. Ole Miss trying to mount a comeback here in Oxford.
USAA. You could be eligible if your spouse, parent, or even your grandparents served.
That was it. You're in.
As a veteran, I'm already in. USAA. Are you eligible?
I used to struggle with dandruff and scalp issues, but then I started using Head & Shoulders every wash because the active ingredient in Head & Shoulders fights off the microbes that cause dandruff. Microbes are on everyone's scalp and can cause irritation. But when you use Head & Shoulders every wash,
keeps these rascals at bay and helps prevent dandruff before it starts.
Where do you think you're going?
see? No flakes down here.
Hair looks great.
Had a little help. Make every wash count.
Pick 2 of Arby's beef and cheddar and crispy fish sandwiches for $6.99. It's surf and turf, reef and beef, the old bovine and brine, sea milk and land cookies, the old Arby's. We have the meats.
On average, we spend 93% of our lives indoors. But on a night like this, one thing they'll never say is, wish I stayed home. Life happens out there.
Good luck dealing with this team when they get repetition and right. These guys, when they compete at a high level, it's going to be fun.
Piece by piece.
2 of the greatest to ever lace them up.
It's Saturday prime time in a Sunday showcase doubleheader on ABC.
When things go sideways, will you be ready? Meet the new Patriot Power Generator 1200, a solar generator that's lightweight with more capacity and more life cycles, and recharges twice as fast, all at a fraction of the price. In a blackout, power lights, TVs, medical equipment, even your fridge. No gas, fumes, or noise. It's safe to use inside your home. This is about peace of mind. Get your new solar generator and free solar panel at forpatriots.com.
Guys, stop dressing like this. Dress like this. This is the perfect polo for any occasion, and the comfort and stretch are unmatched. The signature firm semi-spread collar adds a touch of sophistication and class, but still gives you that everyday comfort with the relaxed fit. Easily elevate the look by throwing on one of Collars & Co.'s sweaters, and because of the design of the polo, it'll look as if you're wearing a dress shirt underneath. Head over to Collars & Co. now to elevate your style and comfort. Use code TV for 20% off site-wide at collarsandco.com.
Zoom event here in the studios. 4 nations on your local ABC station. There's Austin Matthews, maybe the best American-born player when it's all said and done. Getting ready to take on Connor McDavid, who many believe is the best player in hockey today. The U.S. fresh off a 6-1 win over Finland. Got a ton of momentum. Puck drop on ABC tonight, fellas.
I do appreciate that. Are you a hockey guy, Mr. Hendricks?
I don't even know if I can handle the skating part.
That's okay. You just got to tune in. That's all you need. Non-stop action, back and forth.
I'll tune in for sure.
There you go. Ole Miss trying to get back into this ball game here in Oxford, Mississippi. We approach 7 minutes to play in the second half. You can tell the Rebels are in scramble mode right now. But the Bulldogs content with just spreading the floor.
Mississippi State's still going to have to try to get a good look. It's a lot of time in this game.
Ooh. So a turnover. I think the officials are going to talk about this one. I think the initial call was out of bounds off Mississippi State, but the ball might have stayed in bounds. So let's take a look at that last play. So an inadvertent whistle, as the whistle was blown, thinking the ball was going out of bounds. It did not. Possession arrow they go to, and it will be Ole Miss basketball.
That's a tough break for Mississippi State, and it's a moment that Ole Miss has to capitalize.
There's the bucket plus the foul for Mikhail Brown-Jones.
Strong finish. Mikhail Brown-Jones cutting, taking on the contact and muscling that one home. It's a huge shot for Ole Miss to gain a little momentum as he goes to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
And a huge foul call, because on Murphy, that is his fourth.
And takes away a rim protector with some length.
Brown-Jones missing the free throw. But the lead stays at 13 for State.
You see Mississippi State try to bleed some clock.
Matthews just runs over the defender, and a block is called on Brown-Jones.
Cam Matthews backs up to a little isolation situation. Thought he has a lane. That's a good call there. As Mikhail Brown-Jones not able to get squared up to take that fall.
With the changing block charge rules in college basketball, it is so hard now to take a charge.
Yeah, and I think for the better. Because there were so many calls that you saw that were 50-50 calls where a player was not squared up. They fall. You get the charge call. It's also a risk at player safety. Players on the ground as much. I think it's much better now that you have to have the secondary defender over or be squared up to take the charges. It's better for the game.
Matthews 1 of 2 at the free throw line. And that goes off Ole Miss. It has been that kind of night for the Rebels. Multiple players getting their hands on it, just not able to squeeze it.
These possessions, they've been going heavy Cam Matthews, not too much ball movement, and just allowing him to hold the ball and facilitate. You still want to make sure you work your offense.
On the deck, and it's just ripped away. Good D by Morrell. Klafke being pressured by Kugel. Here's Barnes, tries a three, too strong, and a rebound as multiple bodies on the deck.
Good job by Claudell Harris Jr. to keep his balance and not travel on that rebound. With Mississippi State, you want to continue to work it around. They've been keeping it in Cam Matthews' hands.
Backdoor cut on Kugel, but an offensive foul and a legal screen called on Nwoko. So for Nwoko, that is his fourth personal. Jones Jr. will check in for State, replacing Kugel. Still 5.5 minutes to play. There is time for Ole Miss.
Yes, and a lot of time. But they're going to have to pick up the pace in which they're playing on both ends of the court.
There's Morrell, a hard drive, and out of bounds. And there's a hold on the inbound. Hold against Jones Jr. That is his third. So a tough foul because that sends Ole Miss to the line with the clock stopped.
Kel Brown-Jones missed his last free throw when he was at the line.
Here's the 1-and-1, and he makes the first. Take a look at the standings here in the SEC. Ole Miss at 8-4 in the top half in the conference. Mississippi State trying to hold on to this win to get to 500 at 6-6.
Something, a team getting to 500, and you say, man, that's a great job. That tells you the strength of this league. And this would be a huge win for the Bulldogs if they can get it done. But the pressure is getting picked up here.
Top 9 teams in the SEC are all ranked in the top 25. There's the double team. Hubbard open on the backside. They'll eat more clock. It's now at 6.
Mississippi State's got to stay aggressive.
Here's his runner, rimmed out. Klafke, oh my. Did he put it up and in?
Hubbard might have got a piece of it.
Okay.
He stayed after it after his missed floater and got a fingertip on that one, and it was able to rattle home.
Brown-Jones. And a rebound to Harris Jr.
If you're Mississippi State, you want to use the clock, but at the same time, at the end, when you get down to around 10 seconds, execute well in the half court and still try to get a good look. It's a lot of time in the game.
Rims out. Rebound, Morrell. And Ole Miss trying to push the pace. A blocking foul called on Hubbard. All right, let's take a look at that miss.
This was a huge follow-up by Josh Hubbard. Missed the floater, but his activity, he was able to get just a little bit of a fingertip on that to muscle it home, and it found the bottom.
That's why I thought it was Klafke, but he pushed his hand to get that ball to go in.
But it's been the tone that these teams have had, the offensive rebounding, the lack of boxing out, and that's a moment right there when Hubbard shoots at it. And after the contest, finish through with the play. Trust your fundamentals with the quality blocks out. That little fingertip was a huge basket for Mississippi State.
So just clean up a wet spot before the free throw coming up for Barnes. Thirteen-point lead for Mississippi State. As Ole Miss here in this full-court press.
Good catch there by Michael Nwoko to handle that in the middle of the zone.
Nwoko, the soft touch from the free throw line.
That entire play was great by Nwoko. Steps up, makes himself available on the press breaker, handles the ball, and then makes the play.
A blocking foul is called on Melendez. As we are under 4-minute timeout on the floor here in Oxford, Mississippi State up. We will go to the studio after the break.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. Now I have Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Controlling my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
And now I'm back in the picture. Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements. Skyrizi
Rizzy helped visibly improve damage at the intestinal lining. And with Sky Rizzy, many were in remission at 12 weeks, at 1 year, and even at 3 years.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's.
Now's the time to take control of your Crohn's. Ask your doctor about Sky Rizzy, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Dayquil VapoCool?
It's Dayquil, plus a brush of Vicks Vapors.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, power through your day medicine.
Just take a little bit. No!
This part is never easy, but at least saving on your family's medication is. Prescription savings made easy. Another good reason to check GoodRx.
Just a little bit more and you'll feel all better.
To truly embrace the fine life, you must learn to let go. Bienvenidos a la vida más fina.
And my progressive rep was super helpful.
Tom Hayes is passive progressive.
The way Kevin says he always has to help you.
Tom doesn't have progressive, so he takes it out on those who do.
If you switch, you can save hundreds.
Well, that's great. You could buy more of that cologne we all love.
Huh. Progressive called me back up on the claim I filed.
Support when you need it. I wonder what that's like, huh?
In my office.
No, Tom!
Don't be passive progressive.
This is bad, right?
Switch to get good coverage and savings for yourself.
Feeling healthy by leaps and bounds. Making a dinner that makes their whole day. And giving your best friend the best nutrients for their best life. Science did that.
Zuber Mahenti in the studio. For those of you looking for Sun Belt leader Arkansas State hosting Troy, it's underway right now on the ESPN app. And when you guys are done there at the Pavilion, this game will move right over here to ESPN2. John, Richard?
That Arkansas State is a good team. I saw them with their win over Memphis earlier in the season. They are no joke.
Yeah. Ryan Hodgson and what he's got going on in that Wolves club doing a really good job. Second year at the helm. His team competing for a conference championship in the tournament last year, and this year he's playing really good ball.
Don't you love this time of year? Going down the stretch in February as we enter March, heading into the end of conference play, and just seeing who's going to peak at the right time around the country.
I love it. And not only that has to give some of these coaches and teams hope. You want to be playing your best basketball moving towards March. You get an opportunity when it comes down to Champ Week and competing in the conference tournament, that if you can get things going and get hot at the right time, you can find yourself a part of the NCAA tournament. And if you can keep that momentum going, you never know how far it can lead you in March Madness.
Haven Barnes makes the first. We were at shoot-around. He was the first player on the floor for Ole Miss, going through a full shooting routine, taking advantage of all of the help and he has here at Ole Miss.
You got to love that. We spoke on that earlier. If you see someone who's the first one out there on the court, it's always going to pay out. David Barnes was able to get out here early, getting some shots up. He's getting extended minutes in this game, trying to see if they can come with a comeback.
Melendez sneaking free and just does get it to go.
Great execution on the press breaker by Mississippi State. Head up, recognizing where the cutters were, find R.J. Melendez.
Melendez with 17 as Brown Jones. He's got 2 more. He's got 6.
Brown Jones been doing a good job muscling that one home once again.
But the lead stays at 13. Ole Miss needing to put some stops together.
Mississippi State trying to spread it out. Ole Miss is going to have to elect to try to do some traps at some point.
Iwoko stepping out. And Melendez with the offensive rebound. Kugel open 3-ball short. And Padula snatches it away and he'll be fouled. Well, the story in the second half has been the offensive glass for Mississippi State.
Well, it's been relentless activity, physicality, pushing, pulling, doing whatever you have to do to get in to try to get an extra look at it. And it's Mississippi State all night long on the O boards. It's been an effective strategy once again in this rivalry.
So Padula to the free throw line and the double bonus, shooting 2. As Mississippi State with 15 second chance points. But it is still not over as the 4th personal foul was called on Melendez as Padula with one more free throw coming up. If you're on the floor for Ole Miss, what are you telling your teammates right now with just under 3 minutes?
Well, notice this lineup they have in there. A smaller lineup, guard-oriented. They're going to be able to put some pressure on the defense with some trapping and switching. But more than anything, when they get back to the offensive end of the court, you're going to have shooters sprayed out all over the perimeter. And they're going to have to see if they can get some outside shots going in a hurry.
11-point lead for Mississippi State. Largest lead in the second half was 19. Tipped out of bounds. State keeps the ball with 21 seconds on the shot clock.
Mississippi State has handled this pressure with really good poise.
There goes Ole Miss trying to double the ball. Get it out of the hands of Hubbard. Shot clock's at 6. Hubbard doubled again, has to get rid of it. Jones Jr., he's the recipient. His 3 touches the top of the backboard. It'll be Ole Miss ball.
But for Mississippi State, that's still a win. You use the entire shot clock. You don't have a live ball turnover that results in the transition opportunity for Ole Miss. Ole Miss is going to have to get things going in a flurry.
Richard, Ole Miss can cut the lead to single digits here. Here's Padula. Step back 3, short. A wild sequence there. And a foul given up by Barnes. As Hubbard, an 85% free throw shooter, will get to the line. Did you learn anything different about this Mississippi State team after this game here tonight here in Oxford?
Well, they just had to get some things to click. But I tell you, they played some really good basketball. But it's 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Ole Miss is winning a team that got a win on the road. The LSU put together a run and got some stops and made it interesting.
And now the foul starting to mount. And the fans starting to make their way to the exits here in the pavilion. With over 2 minutes, this place is starting to clear out.
People fouling out. You know, it's a game where there's so many emotions, but at the same time, this is a top 25 team. A great head coach in Chris Beard, been to a national championship. Now has Ole Miss basketball clearly in the NCAA tournament. You hate to see the fans filing out. It's still time on the clock.
Well, we knew it was going to be an incredible environment, but for the most part, Mississippi State kept these home fans out of this game here tonight.
They did. They started off hitting some big shots from the outside, which led to the defense getting easy baskets, and they were able to have a nice surge towards the ends of the first half and kept that momentum going. The recognition of what they were able to do against Ole Miss's defense in their post-up action, finding the open look in the corner was critical. And the activity on the defensive end with the deflections and steals has made a big impact.
Stripped out of bounds. And the officials are going to talk about it. Looks like it'll stay here with Ole Miss off the deflection.
And there they are again. It's the pressure heavy in the gaps by Ole Miss, by Mississippi State, and the distribution of points balanced all the way around. 5 players there in double figures for the Bulldogs.
Dia goes one-on-one, and he's tied up by Matthews. He gets to the free throw line.
I thought that all game long that was an advantage that Malik Dia would have. You know, this is a guy who can get a double-double on you. He's had some big performances in recent games. Has a reliable outside touch, but I believe as a big, you want to continue to set the tone on the interior. When he's able to score down low, he can change the rhythm of the game. He can draw fouls, soften up the defense for others, and then the outside game will come playing against a different defense that has been impacted by his physicality down low.
1 of 2 from the line with 9 points. Brakefield with the offensive rebound. Cowherd 3. Dia tipped out. And a whistle. They're going to call the foul against Ole Miss. And the foul called against Malik Dia, his second personal.
The frustration starting to mount for Malik Dia.
Well, Mississippi State with free throws to try to close this one out. We take a look at the upcoming schedule. Ooh, every game is tough, but when you got Texas A&M, they're one of the peskiest teams in the SEC.
Playing good basketball once again. Buzz Williams has his team clicking. If you do look at the schedule of Mississippi State, not as hard as what others may have down the back stretch in this league. You can see an Ole Miss, the ranked opponents. You got number 1 Auburn, number 3 number 3 Florida, and number 5 Tennessee.
Don't forget about at Vanderbilt, because that has been a black hole for a lot of teams so far this season.
Tough place to play. And head coach Mark Byington has the Commodores playing good basketball. Almost came away with another win on the road on Rocky Top today. But that's a really good team, and the Memorial Magic is starting to be back in that building in Nashville.
Padula's 3. Murray, he will hoist one and rattle it in. Just the 6th 3 of the game for Ole Miss. 6 for 24 downtown, 14% on the game.
Jumping back in some pressure.
And Hubbard, he will wisely dribble it out. Under a minute to play here in Oxford.
Great organization by Mississippi State to handle the press. So much poise and passing.
Matthews touch pass. And State in no rush. 3 seconds. Hubbard gives it off to Melendez. And that goes off Brakefield. State keeps the possession.
Story of the game. And R.J. Melendez with the activity once again, coming up with another possession for Mississippi State with the activity on the offensive rebounding.
Whistle, foul, and more free throws coming up for Mississippi State. As you see the State fans in attendance, they have not left the building. They are enjoying every bit of this as the Bulldogs about to sweep Ole Miss in the season series for just the 2nd time in the last 14 seasons.
It's a statement win for the maroon and white to come in here and get it done. It's a really good Ole Miss team. Fought from the opening tip, let the play settle down, but was able to put their foot on the gas. And a huge win on the road.
I mean, you said it. Come SEC in the tournament time, it is wide open.
I'm telling you, an SEC tournament in Nashville is going to be something to see. You're going to have to throw the seedings out of the window. None of that matters. It's all going to come down to the matches and the matchups that you have. There's some teams in this league that pair well against others, and you got to have the favorable draw in the matchup that you need to prevail. It's going to be a fun one to watch.
Under 30 seconds to play in this one. Brakefield, State gives him that one with no whistle. With the shot clock turned off. beating the press. Mississippi State can dribble this one out. R.J. Melendez leading the way with 17 points. 5 Mississippi State players in double figures as the Bulldogs get an 81-71 win over Ole Miss, sweeping the season series over their in-state rival.
Huge win for Chris Jans and the Mississippi State Bulldogs over a tough Ole Miss team. And they take the Magnolia State rivalry.
Congratulations to Mississippi State. From my partner, Richard Hendricks, I'm John Schripp, and for all our outstanding crew here in Oxford, so long. We send you now to Troy versus Arkansas State.
And we welcome you into Jonesboro, Arkansas. Battle for first place here at First National Bank Arena between Arkansas State and Troy. Matt Schick, Paul Biancardi. Troy trying to get a win against Arkansas State and create a 4-way tie for first in the Sun Belt. Those of you just watching Mississippi